Your student will need a high school transcript showing the specific subject areas that are required by these institutions as completed. So here are some homeschool high school plans. These are just sample plans just to give you an idea of what, how you would start to plan your homeschool high school for your child's next step. And yes, you can get these in a download, so be sure to check out the links below, the show notes below for the link to the templates. So after high school plans, we'll determine how you plan high school credits, and it will vary. So total high school credits are usually 20 to 30 credits for graduation. So, and here's a typical graduation plan. And again, this is just given as a suggestion for educational purposes. You really have to do your own research in order to understand what the next step requires. So in general, planning for a 4-year university, that's approximately 26 to 30 credits. And that's 4 credits of English, 4 credits of math, 4 credits of science, usually with a lab. So keep that in mind. 4 credits of history or social studies, a half a credit of personal finance, and just, not that I have gained any benefit from this, but I usually have my kids do Dave Ramsey's personal finance course for homeschoolers, and it's great. So a half a credit for health, 1 credit of physical education, 2 credits of foreign language, and this is the same language taken in consecutive years. So if you take Spanish 1 in 10th grade, you need to take Spanish 2 in 11th grade. 1 credit of computer course and 5 credits of electives. And so electives can be whatever floats your boat. If you want to do graphic design, do graphic design. If you want to do more computer stuff, then do computer stuff. One of my kids has like all of the Adobe suites, or all the Adobe programs on his transcript because he's taking classes on those. So just the electives are really like your choice. Okay, so planning for a 2-year college, military, or trade school, you're looking at approximately 24 to 28 credits. And that's 4 credits of English, 3 credits of math, 3 credits of science, again with a lab, 3 credits of history, social studies, half a credit of personal finance, half a credit of health, 1 credit of physical education, 2 credits of foreign language, 1 credit of fine arts, and 6 electives. Now, these plans are just to give you a general idea. And full disclosure, none of my 3 teens have followed these plans to the letter. So we use them as a guide and then tailored high school for their interests and for what our goals were for their next step. So yes, they all did 2 years of foreign language and they all did health. My daughter has more language arts classes because that interests her. My son has more digital art classes because that interests him. My oldest son had way too many science classes because we thought we needed them. We did not. And they also do dual enrollment. And so once they have their associate's degree, the high school transcript really doesn't matter anymore. So even though my kids are doing dual enrollment, and I will leave links for that in the show notes below, I'm still keeping a high school transcript for them. But really, once they have that degree, if they choose to go on to continue like a 4-year, a bachelor's degree or anything like that, typically the high school transcript is no longer even relevant. They're just going to look at the college transcript. So there really are so many options for homeschooling high school. And so find out what your child wants to do, or if he doesn't know, and that's okay too, then set him up with the best possible outcome. We decided to do college dual enrollment so that kids would get an associate's degree for really cheap, and an associate's degree looks better on the resume than just a high school diploma. So we're paying for the first half of their college, and if they choose to continue, then that'll be on them and completely up to them. But by the time they're out of high school or shortly thereafter, they will have a degree. So keeping track of high school credits. So now that you have an idea of high school credits, you need to keep track of them, and the best way to do that is with a homeschool high school transcript. So I usually create the transcript the summer before high school starts, and then I will update it every year. And this way I have a current transcript, and I don't need to try and remember everything they did for 4 years. So I created the template for my oldest, and yes, you can get that for free, so be sure to check out the link in the show notes. Once I created the template and I had that, I will just start setting it up and give it like a plan, but the plan is always in pencil. So the plan can change, but at least I know what we need to do next. And it's up to date if I ever need to give it to somebody. So assigning and tracking homeschool high school credits may seem complicated, but once you understand the system, you realize how easy it is. So thanks for listening, and be sure to check out lifeunboxed.blog and the show notes below to get lots of high school templates to help you start your planning process. And then download the Rebel Mom's Checklist. Happy homeschooling and working from home, and I will see you next time.